Hello my lovelies, welcome back to this perfume channel. Today let's talk about autumn fall perfumes, especially niche ones. I've got top 10 for you here and they're all super exciting. I always do like a 10 best perfumes for fall list, but then I like to actually go into detail and do like a niche list and a designer list because there's so many, especially for autumn, that are just phenomenal, and frankly I just have to tell you all about it. So let's start with the first niche perfume that I love for fall and I can recommend it to you, and it is Vanilla Atelier from Electimuss. For a second I couldn't remember the name of the brand, and this is vanilla. I call this perfume like a vegetal vanilla. It's not a pretty Kinder Egg vanilla, which I also love, but this one, I just love how woody it is. It's very piercing with the woods, but it still has got this powdery, nice vanilla on the outside. It's very intriguing. It's super niche. I love that it just smells like a bit like vegetables, a bit like greenery vegetables, that natural smell. It's the oddest thing, but it works in this. It's such a magical fragrance. And with fall, I love my vanillas for fall, and this truly gives me that feeling, if I really want to be unique with a scent and I don't want anybody to smell like me, this just gives me that. This gives me that autonomy, that difference, and that, like, what is she wearing? I've never smelled anything like this. So I love this perfume for fall. Next up, I finally got my hands on some Mind Games samples. It is a perfume brand, if you didn't know, and they are released in the US, but they are not here in the UK. So I was looking at the bottles, I was like so intrigued, but I could never get my hands on them, and I wanted to let you know what I thought because a lot of you watching are from the US. And recently in Cannes I got a sample set and I finally got a chance to sample them, and my favorite one so far, it is French Defense. Okay, I want it. They're hopefully coming to the UK in next year, so hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll be able to get this one. It's French Defense, and it is this cherry soft ambery scent. I love cherry scents, and there's so many now on the market, but this one in particular I love because it's juicy. It's got depth, but it's not a dark cherry. It's still got this like girly, smooth, a bit of soapy, clean smell. It's very different from a lot of the like dark cherry scents that are being released. It's super versatile. I just love the way it smells. It's just got this incredible elegance to it. Maybe it's the violet leaf that prevents it from being like a cliche cherry scent. But man, if you're in the US, if you can sample Mind Games, I'll also link the scents down below and any samples I can find for them. But this is just phenomenal. I love this sort of a cherry. It's like this fresh but still deep cherry scent. Absolutely amazing. Next up for fall, I'll be wearing, and I can recommend you the Amouage Guidance, the Extrait version. I find that I love them both, the original and also the Extrait version, but I find that this one has got a bit more depth, a bit more of that woodiness that I love for fall time. I don't need the soapiness as much that is in the original. I love that this has got a bit more spiciness, a bit more of that woods, and it just feels luxurious on the skin. I just think this is phenomenal for fall time and I'm absolutely loving it. Next up, fall for me can't be made and can't be passed without Chagouille from Serge Lutens. It's a very strong scent. It's a classic. It's a masterpiece. It's a scent that is very unisex, and it's got this like tobacco richness to it. It's got like, I think, hay in the notes, they say, this grassiness, but like this dry grassiness, and it's just a scent that is truly unique, again, very sophisticated. I would say it's got this like calm character. I don't know if you're the same, but when I smell a perfume, I kind of think of a mood or a character that this fragrance would have. Like certain fragrances give me a feeling of, you know, energizing energy or like really sporty energy, but this is like a calm, established person, super luxurious smelling. And also Serge Lutens, they don't do much advertising. I guess this is like a brand, if you know, you know. And they also have got good deals at discounters. I got some of mine for like really good deals, so I'll link those if you're interested, if you really want like a super luxurious niche fragrance, but you also like to save a bit of money. This, like, you're not saving on the quality, but you're just, yeah, this scent is absolutely phenomenal and perfect for fall time. Next fragrance is just perfection for fall and frankly winter, but you know, I just couldn't stop myself from telling you about it now. It is Lune Feline from Atelier des Ors. Man, this fragrance, it just makes me speechless. It's a fragrance that literally when you smell, you just think, wow, this is the best vanilla out there. You want to spray it on yourself straight away. You know, some of those fragrances, they just give you that, oh my gosh, I have to spray it, I want it. This is that sort of reaction you'll get with Lune Feline. It's an extremely dark vanilla that I always say it just smells like a villain in a like Beauty and the Beast, or more like Sleeping Beauty, that villain.
Now shall you deal with me, O prince.
It's that sort of fragrance. It's got extreme like darkness, woodiness, saffron in there. It's rich, it's just so spicy, absolute perfection, literally. It's one of those fragrances that I think if you're a niche fragrance lover, you have to smell. I know that they've released the extrait of it, but I still love the original, and sometimes it is what it is. Next niche fragrance that is great for, this is a super likable scent. I think any of you watching, if you buy this, you'll just be super happy with your purchase, and it is Gentle Fluidity Silver Cap. I remember years ago when Baccarat Rouge was like super hyped. It still is, but you know, it was very hyped. Nobody was really talking about the Gentle Fluidity gold cap, but I absolutely loved it, and I'm glad it's a bit more popular now. I think if you love Baccarat Rouge, you'll love Gentle Fluidity because it's got this light, piercing sweetness. Not as piercing, okay, let's say that, yeah, not as piercing as Baccarat Rouge, but it has got that feel to it. To me, this is a fragrance that is very feminine. To me, I can smell red fruit in here. I don't know why. I don't think it's in the notes either, but let me know if you're the same. Just totally smell like a cherryness in here, especially on the skin. It becomes a bit more like juicy and like biting. And then a lot of this like muskiness. It's a bit more of a clean, sweet scent than Baccarat Rouge. It's absolutely phenomenal and perfect for this time of the year. Now let's talk about Vanille Leather. I told you that I was obsessed with it. I finally got a bottle because I was obsessed with the sample. Vanille Leather from BDK. This scent, the only thing with BDK, I wish they had magnetic caps because these are quite hard to remove. But anyways, this scent, man, it's very sparkling up top, then it's so calm at the same time. It's this like cocoa powder, really powdery, but kind of sticky vanilla. It's irisy and soft. This fragrance, I thought that it would smell like something, but it smells completely different. It's really delicious. It's this delicious but dry and woody, slightly sweet vanilla. It's so smooth. I love the powderiness of it. It's just perfect for the season. It gives you just enough of that sweetness, but then it also just gives you that dryness that is just so unique and so cool. Such a good one. Talking about irisy scents, I love iris for fall. I think it has got this quality like iris with vetiver. It's a bit nutty. It's just warm, but it's not too warm. Like it's not only reserved for, you know, really cold weather. Just love it. And one of my favorite iris fragrances is Maison Crivelli's Iris Malikan. It's so perfect. I don't want to spray it because we've got like a tiny bit left, but I know it off by heart. It's such a loud fragrance as well. It's got huge projection, really good longevity. It smells amazing in the air. And this is like a nutty iris with a bit of like smokiness in there. It's a bit like sticky syrupy also. It's got some like density to it, the scent. So it's not just like a light, you know, irisy, soft spring summer fragrance. No, it's got that, you know, warm ambery feel to it. It's absolutely phenomenal. If you love iris, check this out and you won't be disappointed. Next up, we've got lovely, the bewitching jasmine portrait Penhaligons. This, I mean, I'm such a big fan of Penhaligon. Like, I would love to own like so many more fragrances from them, but you know, I have to hold myself sometimes and stop myself from buying too many fragrances. But the bewitching jasmine, it's a favorite for fall. You can't go wrong with it. It's so sexy. It is bewitching, frankly. The Penhaligons have got this dusty, woody scent that is just so British smelling. It smells like luxury, like old money, but also, of course, with this jasmine is dark and rich and juicy, and it's very seductive. And this scent, it's just beautiful, and it's perfect for somebody who wants a classy fragrance, but they're also a bit vampy. Like, this gives you that. It's like a middle ground. You can go either way. It is just phenomenal. And my husband always says, wear this fragrance, because he absolutely loves it. If he finds it absolutely sexy. So if you want a fragrance also that men love, I would say that this is a safe bet. And another fragrance that is great for, I love the chocolatiness of this one. Okay, so if you're a fan of this like chocolatey fragrances, Manhattan from Roja Parfums. This scent I need to put in my other room for this week, because I forget about this fragrance from time to time, because obviously my fragrance situation is not good. Like, I'm afraid this whole shelf will just drop to the ground floor, and I have to sort this out because I've got too many fragrances and now I can't find any. Sometimes I want to talk about a fragrance and I literally can't find it, and it might be in another room. It's a problem, so I have to like sort it out and give these the time and the presence that they deserve. But this scent, it's chocolatey, it's rich, it's patchouli, it's very spiking, it's almost like spearminty, very cooling at the same time and intense. I want to look up the notes of this because Roja always like gives us all the notes. Oh, basil. There we go, that's what I meant. Basil, patchouli, of course. But yeah, there's this basil. It's very intense. Man, it's so good. Jasmine, rose, coconut. I can't really smell coconut, but I can smell this like chocolatiness, cinnamon, benzoin, patchouli. Patchouli is very intense. Man, this fragrance, it is very good. And some people compare it to tobacco vanille. To me, they're just different, but they've got this rich scent vibe. But this fragrance, it's much more aromatic with like the basil and the pine needles. Like, it's just piercing. And then the patchouli, it's a bit less dark than tobacco vanille, I would say. It's much more uplifting while still having that same mystery and richness. I want to just spray it all over. It's just so good. Let's just do a sneaky. Let me know what is your top 4 niche fragrance that you love to wear. I'm always on the lookout to test more fragrances for you. And I love that we have this community and we get to like chat in the comments and help each other out. So subscribe if you haven't already. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed videos. It helps me a lot if you do so. And I'll see you in the next one very soon. Bye.